Oh, you better be joking. Negan, Lucille, I know I had to make a pretty strong first impression.
How many people does he have to spare to show you that he is the good person in this whole outfit? Rick was the true villain of The Walking Dead, bringing chaos to every location that he touched. All right. Oh, man, it is good. Week 2 is in the books now. In case this is your first time listening, this is your boy Gator. This is Heel Havoc, where it's good to be bad, because we celebrate the heels of the worst, of the world worst. The villains, the ones that are the hard workers that do their job and do it better than the heroes, the good guys, that get all the credit, when it's really the heels and the villains that make the movie. Or, in today's case, TV show. Now, I teased it last week, so if you missed it, go back, follow it around, give it a listen to. But today we are talking about the true hero of the Walking Dead universe. Who? Yes, you are correct. That is Negan.
Dun 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 dun. Little pig, let me in.
Oh, man. Now, a bunch of y'all probably were like, what? What are you saying? Yeah, if you didn't catch the opening, this is the show that celebrates the heels that actually get it done, because Negan was a true savior. Pun intended. Because he's the only one in the Walking Dead universe that understood people were important. Nobody else did. It was like a kill or be killed type thing. But Negan wanted to let everybody live, but they knew nobody would live in harmony. So what do? You got to force the hand a little bit. Now, by the time we see Negan in The Walking Dead, that Rick had already killed a whole building, a whole community of saviors. Not one, not even two, but a whole building with a community, women, children. I was like, men, everybody in the whole damn thing. I'm like, Daryl had already blown up a group of them with a rocket launcher. Okay. They disrupted all the harmony that was going on over there. And then they act all butthurt whenever Negan decides, okay, that we've had enough. Let's get them back in line. Let's start getting them. So, speaking of which, now we've already said how it all began. Now, Negan killed, everybody's all hating Negan on things because he killed Glenn. Yes, we know Glenn was a fan favorite. We know that he was very welcomed in it. We know that everybody loved Glenn. But Negan killed Glenn after Daryl took a swing at him. He had only killed Abraham up until that point, one, and he had no intention of killing another. So there we go. I was like, and yes, I know it's real sad about Glenn dying, pregnant wife, going into labor, and all that good stuff. But let's face it, Glenn would not have died if Daryl hadn't taken a swing at Negan. Negan was perfectly content taking out the ginger. I'm like, but because here's what Negan did know. Everybody should work together, but the only way to do so was put a little fear into them. But he knew people were an important resource. Without people, this world would die. Negan really was the driving force. Besides, you look, and we'll go into this in a minute, but Rick screwed up everything that he tried. But Negan was the one that brought communities together. Didn't take everything, which he could have. He absolutely could have had the power, the weapons. He could have went in, destroyed everything, took over the community, took all the resources, took them back, and they could have lived happily for a few months until that all went down. Then he could have went to another one. But he understood taking everything doesn't solve any problems. So he wanted everybody to work together. So he didn't take everything, just took enough. So here we are. How many people tried to kill Negan? Let's just count the people here. Let's start with one. Rick threatened to kill him multiple times. and eventually cut his throat, but ordered them to save him. Maybe because even Rick knew that there was some, it was like just good in Negan there, that he knew that Negan was not all wrong. I think Rick deep down knew that. And like, but Negan overlooked constant threats, took care of Carl, and even asked Rick, "Why won't you let me save you?" I mean, remember when Rick was out trying to gather stuff up, Negan came to Alexandria. He cooked dinner for Carl, took care of Judith. He did not go anything bad. He could have easily decided to kill Carl, because Carl, right after this, snuck onto the compound in the back of a truck and killed one of the saviors. Another one. But Negan's like, nope, not killing Carl. Instead, we're taking him back to Alexandria, cook him a dinner, have dinner with him, and talk to like a man. Man, how bad was that? Didn't kill Carl. It even showed him how things ran at the compound. I was like, took him back home to Rick. But after he showed him how everything was going there, how everything worked, and I think Carl didn't want to admit it because he killed Glenn. But Carl, I think deep down knew that Negan was not bad, which is why he got saved. Because he asked Rick to not do it to him, not kill him. Now, let's go to the next person. Rosita, with a bullet made by Eugene, by the way. Took a plane shot, hit Lucille, which drove him crazy. Now, did he kill Rosita? Absolutely not. How many people does he have to spare to show you that he is the good person in this whole outfit? He even took Eugene and rewarded him, gave him authority, gave him position. Man, I'm trying to figure out where the bad is coming from, because it seems like Negan just wants everybody to work together, but everybody's just fighting it because they don't want to. They want to kill, keep their own, and only take care of their people. They didn't want to work together with anybody else. That's what it sounds like. Now, even Sasha took a suicide pill and then tried to ambush him. Now, yeah, Sasha got killed because, at that point she was a walker. I was like, can't do anything with that. But she'd rather do that instead of helping Negan make the world a better place. That's what she did. She gave up her life versus a chance to make the world better. Man, so selfish. I'm like, well, and we all know, I mean, there were several more, but the main person that wants to kill him, yes, save the best for last, Maggie. Tried several times, even went to the jail cell after it was all said and done and tried to kill him, but decided it was better to leave him the way he was. Yes, she probably was the only one that truly had reason to kill him, but decided not to. And they're trying to retaliate for Glenn and Glenn's son. Negan, even though he had several opportunities, couldn't killed Maggie. Or anyone. I mean, for that matter, he could have taken out anybody. He had control. But he didn't want to. He knew he just wanted people to fall in line. Help. Let him save you. But nobody wanted to do that. Now, these are just the facts. So I'm sorry if you're getting a little butt hurt and you're not happy with things, because let's face it, it is what it is. Rick in the group struck first. Is anybody going to deny that? Nope. Nobody can. Rick and the group struck first. Negan had several opportunities to kill him and chose not to. He could have wiped Alexandria off of the Walking Dead universe map and chose not to at all times. Now, at the end, he decided that was probably a mistake. He should have killed all of them. But, again, there's that goodness in Negan that just wants everybody to work together in harmony. And Rick has killed in the past for personal gain. When you say, oh, let's see, you saying he didn't know Shane was going to try to kill him? Yes, he killed Shane. He killed the dudes, or the wife of the dude that he wanted. The second that the governor of Alexandria, or the little whatever you want to call her, took over and said, Rick, do it. He couldn't hesitate at all. He killed that man real quick because he wanted to. because he wanted that woman for himself. He wanted his wife. And Shane, for that matter, as they put in the first walkers, just wanted to protect the woman he loved and the baby on the way. Shane knew that was the Judith was his daughter, but he just wanted to protect the wife. And Rick was making stupid decisions. Yes, I'm sorry, but Shane was right then too. You have to go in, kill all the walkers, make it a little bit safer. And if they would have done that, then nobody would have, they would have never fired that shot. That herd would have never come around, and that whole group could have lived there for years safely. But they chose not to. Rick wanted to try to appease the crazy man that wanted to treat the zombies like human beings. There was no cure. No one had found it. I'm sorry. Kill them. Let's make the world safer. And then you stay there and be happy. I was like, and the group of saviors, and we already talked about this, but the group of saviors that surrendered and just wanted a better life. Yes, they surrendered to the people and they just killed them anyways. Why are we not calling Rick the bad guy in this group? Is it because we've seen him since day one? I wonder what we would have thought of Negan if we saw him since day one. How he rescued a bunch of people, how he went through and lost his wife. I was like, we would have felt sorry for Negan, and we would have seen him as the one that rose up to overcome all the bad things in his life. And he would have been the savior. He came in. If you can't see past just the simplicity of that, I mean, how many people has Rick killed just because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, or they had something that they needed as opposed to working out a trade system? No, Rick would just kill them. He'd act like he didn't want to, but let's face it, it always ends in death with Rick. And like, Negan wasn't the problem. He even punished his own people that stepped out of line. You know, you saw the two-faced dude. I was like, they got burnt because he disappeared and came back, and Negan, instead of killing him, even gave him a second chance and put him to work again, made him a lieutenant, gave him authority as well. Man, how can you say Negan is bad? That man deserves a Nobel Prize. He was just trying to keep the peace. I mean, think about this. If you're having any doubts at all that Negan is not the good guy, think about when Rick first got to Alexandria. They were all staying in the same house. And Rick was already making plans to take Alexandria. He even said, if they don't let us stay, we'll take it. Okay, he wasn't even going to give them a chance if they said no. He wasn't going to try to earn it. He was just going to take it. I mean, kind of what the villain does, ain't it? I mean, just from my point of view, apparently. But if you're listening to this, it must be your point of view, too. So, after Rick disappeared, do you notice how long it was peaceful there? Man, I mean, nobody trusted anyone anymore, but how long was it peaceful? Nobody really, was dying. People were raising their kids. They were trading and things like that. Even the kingdom was throwing a fair. All this without Rick, because Rick was just the guy that was killing people and making things worse. And even Negan was let out because they couldn't deal with outside threats without him, like the Whisperers, Alpha and Beta. Yes, they knew they needed someone who could infiltrate them and outdo them. And Negan did. Even though his freedom wasn't guaranteed and his life could have been ended at any moment, he did because he knew it was right. And that was the only way he could protect the good people, especially Judith. How can you not say you love that guy, ready to put his life on the line for people he cares about, what Rick was supposed to be doing, but he really wasn't? Negan, didn't want anybody, and he had the charisma. People loved him. The only people that didn't love him were the ones that, just stepped out of line or didn't want to do it. Even the kingdom were giving them pigs that were doing nothing but eating walkers. Okay, it's still bacon. Make it extra crispy. We're good. Not a big deal. Breeding them. Didn't ask for a lot. Even just a few things every here and there. Enough to kill. But why did he take so much from Alexandria, do you believe? Like he took their mattresses just to burn them, took the pool table, took all this stuff from them. Why? Because Rick constantly threatened them. He's constantly, I was like, just go out of the way to piss Negan off. He would just step on his toes, especially since they never fell in line. And they would always try to kill him instead of saying, hey, you know what? Let's work this out. Maybe if they would have done that at the beginning, said, hey, you know what? I'm not going to let you rule us, but I'm happy to trade with you. What can we do? Maybe you chip in here, I chip in there. We all happy. But no, let's kill a whole building full of people while they sleep. Like blow up a whole group with a rocket launcher. Again, they said they were only going to kill one. I mean, they had a 1 in 3 chance of survive, or 2 in 3 chance of surviving. Damn. They probably would have kept Daryl alive because he's the badass of everybody. Even Negan saw that. He tried to take him back to the compound and make him part of the Saviors because he saw the potential in Daryl, just like he saw the potential in Carl. Even though Carl was a little shit that kept on stepping on everybody's toes, but Negan saw potential in him. So tried to get Carl on board. That way Carl would fall in line and maybe take over one day when Negan had to pass Lucille down. That could have happened. That really could have. Because I think even Carl saw what Negan was doing was ultimately right. Just he wasn't well liked. So, case in point, Rick was the true villain of The Walking Dead, bringing chaos to every location that he touched. Negan saw the value in people and wanted harmony, wanted everybody to just work together, but knew they would not work together without encouragement. Yes, that is the correct word there. So, as much as I love The Walking Dead, I mean, we followed the wrong group. To be honest, we should have been with Negan from the day one. Because then, you know, everybody would have been like, oh my God, Rick is so horrible. He killed a whole group. They were so wonderful people. But that was not the case. That's the only reason everybody was cheering for Rick and everybody, because we saw them from the beginning. And how can you say bad guy? Daryl's a total good guy. Negan saw the qualities in him. He saw perfection in the Saviors. He could have been great because look at Daryl at the beginning. Him and his brother Merle were about to rob that group at the very beginning and take off with everything. Even said it first season. Then Daryl hooks up with the other guys that are going out there just killing and surviving. What happens? He fits in perfectly because he had a code, just like Negan has a code. Man, Daryl and Negan could have been, I was like, buddy, and they could have ran this whole world so much better, but Daryl decided to stick with Rick. Because I think Daryl may have loved the chaos a little too much. Nothing wrong with that, though. So now that we've got that out of place, we've come to the conclusion that Rick was ultimately the bad guy in the whole situation with Negan. Let's talk about the top 5 villains, in my opinion, from the Walking Dead universe. Number 5, the Walkers. Come on. I mean, they got to fit in there because they're clumsy, they travel in packs, and always throw a wrench into all good plans. Not to mention pop out of nowhere whenever you're least expecting it. I was like, everything good, we're safe, oh my God. Then boom, out of nowhere, Walker bites someone on the arm, kills them. Well, don't kill them necessarily. Most of the time they kill them if they're in a herd. So, but definitely got to rank in the number 5. Then let's go to number 4. Now, this is not a single person, but more of a group. The Terminus residents. Yeah, you remember them. The cannibals that would lure people in with safety and security, disarm them, and then basically season them up and cook them. While not around, they didn't last a whole season and everything, but they were cannibals. They lured people in hopes of safety, disarm, kill and eat. Man, that's just, I don't know. I mean, maybe if the whole world went to hell like this, I mean, vegans would be the closest thing to grass-fed beef we would have. But, I mean, that's not here or there. But, although They were just bad. I mean, they're cannibals. You got to ran them in there. Total. Now, number 3, as we've already come to this conclusion, he doesn't rank higher, but he is solid number 3, Rick. He brought chaos to every location he went to. I mean, not a single situation did he make better, and eventually ruled with an iron fist and brought more fighting, more loss, more death. I mean, his own son died. His wife died because of the mistakes that he made. Rick he tried to do exactly what Negan did, except he did it the wrong way. Now, number 2 is kind of a toss up, and I had trouble going with number 2 and number 1. It was a tough call on these two because they were very close, but I had to go with Alpha. Yes, the seriously deranged leader of the Whisperers that treated people like a pack of animals instead of adapting to live like normal. She adapted to live like the dead with followers that just wanted to survive. I mean, they just wanted to live, be happy as close as they can. But you saw that baby, the 2 of her followers had a baby, and it was either drop the baby or die. I mean, and they dropped that baby real quick. That tells you all you need to know about her power. They feared dying for more than losing a child. Most mothers out there would never put that child down. They would have ran over and tried to survive with the other group. But just wanted to live, but she did a whole herd of walkers that they always kept at her disposal so she could use to overthrow any town, community, surround them. And she's just walking out there like nothing. I was like, just guiding them where she wants them to go. Then you go to kill a walker, you think it's slow. Then they pull some Bruce Lee stuff real quick and bang, you're dead. Alpha was dangerous. I mean, like, seriously. Second to only, I was like, on that one, Beta, I was like, with her and Beta, man, they were a powerhouse. They were serious, man. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, everybody else got lucky when they beat them because they messed up. And the only reason that they defeated Alpha was because of the hero Negan. I cannot stress that enough. The hero Negan came and saved them from Alpha. Outside of that, they would have died. Now, as I said, number 2 and number 1 were very close, and they were. I mean, but the number 1 had to go to the governor. Yes, you remember him. He's the guy that smiled, make you feel like you're in heaven, show you a good meal, good night's rest, had those few blocks walled off so all his people were safe, had people lined up on all sides so he can kill the walkers before they got there. Man, he made you feel good. Made Andrea feel like $1,000,000. He even kind of fell for the guy. He was a manipulative leader that used power to try to get a cure for his daughter that had turned. And he was still, and I can't fault him for this. I mean, that's your kid. What are you going to do? But yeah, he's still hugging on her while his own child's trying to rip his throat out. But he used the fear of the outside to keep people in line. So it hurts whenever people leave, because that means maybe there is something better out there. And he didn't want his other people to stay. Like murdered soldiers just so he could have the ammunition. Instead of saying, hey, soldiers, come on in. We need you. You can live here. You can help us fight. You can help us survive. No, let's kill them all, take all their ammunition and tanks and all this and screw them. And killed Herschel. Now, this was a hard one because Herschel was one of them truly nice guys of the Walking Dead universe that just got shit on every time you turn around, mainly because of Rick, and destroyed the fences of the prison. Governor was because he had such a way with talking to people that he could make them feel like he was right. And they needed to do this in order to survive. Like when he went after the prison, he was convinced that was the future as opposed to trying to live together. No, he wanted to take the prison, kind of like Rick that wanted to take Alexandria after they left the prison. Wow. Amazing how that just flowed right there. But he killed Herschel, destroyed the prison, and after some made it to where nobody could live in the prison at all. And he didn't want to live together as his way or the highway. And he was just a killer that smiled. And that was it. Even after he was defeated the first time, convinced another group, a completely other group of survivors to come back and attack the prison. How you lose a whole town, then you are on the verge of complete collapsing, and you convince a whole nother group to try to do this again? How could you not say he is the most dangerous? He had the ability to convince anybody to do what he wanted to do. Man. Ooh, man, if Negan would have ran into the governor, he could have taken care of business. Could have saved everybody from it. But I hope everybody learned a little something, not to judge a book by its cover, but to know that Negan was the true hero of the Walking Dead universe, still is to this day, kicking ass and taking names up there in New York. Because, let's face it, Negan knows how to get things done, and he gets them done nice and neat. I was like, wants everybody to live. And he has the charisma to get people to follow him and do things the right way. So why not? Let Negan save you. So, all right. My time is up for this week. Hopefully you've enjoyed the Hill Havoc, where we really love to talk about the Hills, the villains and stuff. They get kind of mistagged. I was like, where they are automatically looked at as heels, when in this case, it's very obvious to me that Negan was the hero. Negan was the only one trying to save everybody, except for one person in every group. So, if you're listening to Hill Havoc, that means you kind of think like me, or maybe did I strike your curiosity just a bit? Did I make you a little heel curious? Did I make you rethink a couple things? Well, good. Tune in next week, because we're going to go through another heel. We're going to go through another villain. This one, I'm not going to give you a hint, because it's going to surprise you. Yes, I'm going into the DC universe for this one, and you're going to be very shocked at who I come up with. Till then, have a great one. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, or follow. And as always, tune into Hill Havoc, where it's good to be bad.